Good day, everyone, and welcome to our video. Today, we will look at subacute sclerosing plateletitis, commonly known as SSPE. So, as future physiotherapists, understanding this condition is crucial because it is rare but devastating, especially to the neurological complication that stems from the very common childhood illness, which is the mesovirus. So, understanding the enigma. What exactly is SSPE? It is a rare, slowly progressive, and unfortunately fatal neurodegenerative disease. It doesn't happen right away. Instead, it is caused by a persistent infection, meaning a mutated persistent or mutated version of mesovirus hides silently inside the CNS for years before causing symptoms. So when it comes to the molecular basis, why does this virus hide? Well, it comes down to a genetic mutation. The wild measles virus undergoes a mutation specifically in its matrix or M protein. Normally, this protein acts like an exit key, helping new virus particles break out or bud from a cell. Because it is defective, the virus cannot leave the cell normally. It stays trapped inside, completely hidden from the body's immune system. Since the virus cannot break out normally, how does it spread? Well, it forces neighboring brain cells to melt together. Using mutated fusion or F proteins, it creates large multinucleated cell clumps called syncytia. It then rides along the brain's internal transport systems like the axon and the synapse, spreading across the CNS without ever stepping out into the bloodstream where antibodies could kill it. So, clinically, SSPE destroys the brain in four stages, known as the Java stages. So, stage one starts softly with behavioral problems like irritability and decline in school performance. Stage two is marked by major motor issues, specifically severe myoclonus, which are sudden shock-like muscle jerks. By stage three, the patient suffers from severe muscle rigidity and trouble swallowing. Then finally, stage four is the terminal stage, leading to vegetative state or coma. So this is the epidemiological risk profiles. So to diagnose SSPE, doctors rely on three pillars. First is the spinal tap that will show high levels of anti-measles antibodies. Second is an EEG that will reveal a classic high voltage repeating wave pattern known as the radar-maker complexes. Then lastly, you have an MRI of the brain that will show white matter damage and eventually widespread brain shrinkage. So this is just an example or a picture of the MRI scan. So this table shows how doctors tell the difference between normal measles and SSPE. In a regular measles infection, antibodies are found mostly in the blood, but in SSPE, the anti-measles antibodies levels are massively elevated in both the blood and the cerebral fluid. So when it comes to prevention via MMR vaccination, so the most important takeaway is that SSPE has no cure, but it is 100% preventable. Thanks to the introduction of MMR vaccines, cases of SSP have decreased by over 90%. So the weakened virus used in the vaccine is completely safe and physically incapable of mutating into the defective form that causes the disease. So, in conclusion, or to wrap up our presentation, this matters to physiotherapists because in pediatric or neuro rehab, you might be the first person to notice a child who suddenly starts falling or experience strange involuntary muscle jerks, which is our stage two. So, recognizing these progressive neurological red flags allows us to stop therapy and refer them to neurologist immediately. So these are our references for our presentation. Thank you.